5 Unusual People in the World, Part 99. Hello you guys, I'm Keisha, and wish you all a new day full of luck and happiness. In the past, people with strange diseases were often shunned and loathed by society. As science has developed and human awareness has increased, these diseases have been openly studied, and in fact, patients receive more sympathy than before. Are you ready? Let's begin! We have met many people with malignant tumors on their faces, but the size of this man will scare you. Number 5. Andriati Putra. Andriati Putra, 36 years old, from Medan, North Sumatra, Indonesia, has eating and talking problems, and he has to carry a tumor weighing about 88 pounds on his body. The man often has to wear a loose t-shirt to cover the huge tumor growing in many layers. According to experts, Mr. Putra suffers from neurofibromatosis, a genetic disorder that affects the growth and development of tissues. With a weight of 88 pounds, the huge tumor made it difficult for him to breathe and could not walk, and is often in pain. His weight also affected his back. At birth, Mr. Putra had a small birthmark on his face that grew over time. His parents took their son to a local doctor to treat what they thought was a birthmark, but the doctor said it was nothing to worry about. When Putra was 11, he continued to be taken to the doctor, who gave him an accurate diagnosis. However, as there was not enough money, the family had to leave and could not continue the treatment. To help to support his family, Putra worked at a motorcycle showroom for 2 years. After that, he was forced to quit his job when the tumor grew so large that he could no longer bear it. Now, Putra hopes to have surgery to remove the tumor and live a normal life. A man hates women with all of his heart, but no one can be mad at him. It is a sad story. Number 4. Jean Damore. Jean Damore, born in 1993, is a disabled person with a pitiful weird body. Unlike other disabled people, he was born with a normal body. Until he was 5 years old, a heartbreaking story happened. I bet his story will shock many people. In some parts of the world, it is very common for a man to have multiple wives. His father brought his stepmother home when she was pregnant. They started living together in a family. Then, when both his father and uncle died, his biological mother and stepmother often had quarrels with each other. They could not reconcile even the smallest conflict. Things got worse when the stepmother started bringing strange men home. The conflict between his biological mother and his stepmother became more and more intense, but he couldn't do anything about it because he was only 5 years old at the time. One day, Jean's mother went to the market. The stepmother brought home some herbs, brought him into his room, and started applying them all over his body. It wouldn't have been a big deal if she hadn't been gone forever. His body started to ache and turn red. His arm shrunk, and there was nothing they could do to stop the strange disease. When he was more than 5 years old, he started going to school, and people would watch him crawl to school and start talking. Then, he learned to ignore all eyes. Jean once thought to kill his stepmother after meeting her once at school. She was still laughing and teasing Jean. He even used to carry a knife when he went out. But now, he no longer has that intention. The only thing he wants is a wheelchair. It will help him more in life. Most people go on a strict diet for a week, but on day 8, they eat a lot again and gain weight again. If you cannot do that, then this boy will be a source of motivation for you. Number 3. Arya Permana. Arya Permana, living in West Java province, Indonesia, was once famous as the heaviest boy in the world. Arya was born with normal weight like other children, but when he was 2 years old, Arya began to gain weight rapidly. At 9, Arya's weight was 280 pounds. By 11, he reached a record of 423 pounds. A few years later, Arya's weight got out of control. His parents realized there was a problem with the child. Arya couldn't walk normally or go to school as he didn't have the right clothes to wear, but only grabbed in cloth. Arya always soaks in the water for many hours as the thick layer of fat makes him hot. The cause of this abnormal weight was because Arya ate too much. The boy likes to drink cola and eat junk food. In addition, one day, he can also eat the amount of food equivalent to that of 2 adults, such as rice, fish, curry, beef, vegetable soup, Indonesian bean cake. I know you were thinking of sumo fighters. Nutritionists have reached out to help Arya. In the end, the surgery to remove part of the stomach, along with Arya's own efforts, helped the boy lose weight effectively. Surprisingly, the boy now weighs only about 182 pounds, and the excess skin is removed, and the boy can go to school with his friends. Everyone knows that pregnancy is the happiness of any woman, but have you heard of a pregnant man? Number 2. Sanju Bhagat. Sanju Bhagat was born in 1982 in Nagar, India, with a belly that swelled like a balloon since childhood. He was always looked at by neighbors and people around with curiosity. Due to being in a poor rural area with low intellectual level, Sanju was not taken by his parents to see a doctor. It was not until Sanju's balloon stomach became painful and even choking because it was so big that he was taken to the hospital for examination. After testing, the doctor immediately decided to operate on Sanju as they thought he had a large malignant tumor in his stomach. However, instead of the expected tumor, they discovered that Sanju was pregnant, and the fetus in the belly was a type of miscarriage. This fetus is actually Sanju's twin brother, who has been living in his brother's stomach for nearly 40 years. This is an extremely rare fetus in fetu phenomenon, appearing in the early stages of a twin pregnancy, when one developed fetus dominates and gradually embraces the other. While the other fetus is still developing as normal, the inner fetus continues to suck up the twin brother's nutrients to grow. Normally, both of these fetuses will die when a common placenta is served at the time of delivery. But in the case of Sanju Bhagat, not only did he grow up healthy, but the younger brother also continued to live as a parasite for the next 36 years. Although after the surgery, Sanju's health returned to normal, but he always felt sad that his unfortunate brother was not born. Number 1. Antoinette Acosta. Antoinette Acosta lives in Nepal's New York, USA. Daily life is a real struggle. She has a neurological disorder that causes her muscles to strain uncontrollably. Her mouth is also prone to spasms, causing her voice to stammer. Something she says makes strangers believe she's drunk. According to doctors, Antoinette suffers from a strange disease called stiff person syndrome, or stiff man syndrome. Excessive muscle contraction leads to spontaneous spasms, joint, or muscle stiffness throughout the body. So far, the cause of this disease hasn't been found. Stiff person syndrome occurs in about 1 in a million and is most commonly seen in middle-aged people. Before developing stiff person syndrome, Antoinette was very healthy, but in 2009, she started having problems with her balance and experienced mysterious tremors. On one occasion, as she was climbing a ladder to the attic, her leg stiffened and she fell down. She later discovered that she had broken her leg in 2 locations. Unable to work due to her condition, Antoinette went to her doctor, but the doctors were just as confused as she was. They could not find a cure for this terrible disease, which means she will have to live with it for the rest of her life. Despite the daily challenges she faces, she is determined to stay positive and has praised her sons for their unwavering support. We weren't born perfect, but you are still luckier than a lot of people. If you know someone special, leave your comments below. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to watch more interesting videos. And now, goodbye and see you again.